We throw logic and history to the wind. The Triangle Man himself. It's never going to happen. And this is where things start going downhill. I don't know. We had a prophecy. So the prophecy is the reason. Not kinda, they are cousins. Hi guys, welcome back to another Nerd Rants. We are here to discuss a very short series that I watched, and I've got mixed feelings about this one, guys. I really enjoyed it for a good chunk of it, and then it ended and I wasn't quite as sure about it. So let's just get right into it. We are going to talk about BBC's Atlantis. Those of you who don't know, basically, Jason, who is the main character, goes looking for his dad, his sub went down somewhere. We don't actually know where. We spent about 5 minutes in our world. Anyway, he goes through some weird time portal wormhole thing and ends up in ancient Greece, in the city of Atlantis before it was destroyed and, sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Finds out he was born in Atlantis. He is actually the ancient Greek hero Jason from Greek mythology. And we just take a lot of things from ancient history, from Greek mythology, and we kind of just mash it together into this fun, crazy series that we throw logic and history to the wind for. And he gets thrown back in time to ancient Greece. He meets Hercules, who isn't actually a demigod in this. He is a hero based on his stories that he tells everyone, because he's more of a womanizer drunk. More so drunk than womanizer. But anyway, he's an old drunk man. Well, not old. He's a middle-aged drunkard, alcoholic, whatever. And he goes around spreading stories of all of the feats of heroism that he did in the past, most of which are not true. I know they give a reason for why he does this in one of the episodes, but I do not remember what it was. It's been like a month and a half since I have watched, maybe 2 months since I have watched the show or finished the show. So I don't remember the specific reason. It was a cool character moment when they did explain why he did it. And it sort of like brought it into perspective and made it make more sense. But anyway, he is an alcoholic who spreads tales of his heroism that aren't actually true. And that is Hercules' character. He has some level of strength and whatever else because he is more of a, stronger built, bigger, heavy set guy. So there is, some strength advantage in that. His roommate is Pythagoras, the Triangle Man himself. Jason shows up, has no idea where the heck he is. For plot, he shows up through the portal naked, so he has to steal ancient Greek clothes. So he blends in a little bit. And then gets himself in trouble because he has no idea what's going on or where he is, and Pythagoras helps him, and that's what ends up making them all roommates. And then they're going on adventures, and they are stopping mythological beasts, and they are trying to help Jason get over his love sickness for Princess Ariadne because it's never going to happen. Anyway, so it's full of their shenanigans, and there's all of this happening, and we have Pasiphae and Minos, who are king and queen of Atlantis. Minos usurped the rightful king of Atlantis with the help of that king's wife, who is now his wife, Pasiphae, who is an evil witch from Colchis. That's where it's from Colchis. So yeah, we have just a bunch of ancient Greek mythology, history, that kind of stuff thrown into one story set in the ancient city of Atlantis. It's interesting. The reason Jason is in the future, the only bearing this has on the plot is he is the son of the rightful king and Pasiphae, and the king after being usurped in order to protect Jason from his mother, takes him to the future where he can't be reached. But then eventually he comes back to ancient Greece, to Atlantis, and becomes a leper. So we don't get a whole super clear explanation of the timeline on that, because his father does clearly bring him there, raise him for a majority of his life, long enough for Jason to clearly remember him, to have a little token from him, to know his father, and to know the spot where he went down, because he went back. So that's a little unclear, and the whole being from the future thing doesn't have a whole lot of bearing on the plot, except he kind of recognizes all of the names. Like Medusa shows up before getting cursed, and they save a baby that is well known in Greek mythology. I'm blanking on his name right now, but anyway, he does scandalous things with his parents, like kills his dad and marries his mother because he doesn't know where that's who his family was. I'm blanking on his name, but I remember the episode vividly. So he recognizes these names and whatever else from Greek mythology and all the different from Greek mythology. And so that's really the main bearing that his being from the future has on the plot. Because he gets there, is very freaked out about where the heck he is, helps them face a minotaur after seeing the Oracle and the whole, it's the Minotaur in the Labyrinth. That's the first episode. But anyway, he sees the Oracle before that, who tells him, hey, you were born here, and this, that, and the other thing kind of hints at his destiny. And so then he goes and he saves Pythagoras from the Minotaur, but then they all get sent to the Labyrinth anyway. He kills the Minotaur, and basically after that, he kind of just forgets about the fact that there's the future, and he probably has a life in the future, and all of that. So either he is a recluse who had no life in the future, so he didn't actually care, or he never cared about his life in the future anyway, and is very good at letting go of the past life or something, because he just doesn't care about the fact that he's from the future anymore after that. But I do really enjoy the characters, and I do enjoy their relationships, and they have a good balance of comedy and action, and they do them pretty well for the most part. I really enjoy the first season. Like, I love the first season. Winter is so good. I enjoyed the characters and all the development, this, that, and the other thing. They did it very well. We end it with Pasiphae's because Pasiphae's trying to then also usurp her current husband by killing him and taking the throne after she disgraces Ariadne. And that doesn't work. It gets revealed she's actually slowly poisoning the king, and so she returns. The Oracle found a way to heal him, and she gets banished. But they do it. I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the show. And then we have the second season, which I think starts out pretty strong. Because we time skip a year, Minos dies, so Ariadne's figuring out how to rule her people. Excuse me. Jason is still struggling, being a lovesick puppy for her because he loves her and they had a whole love at first sight thing, so they both mutually love each other, but they also both know that it can't happen, even though Jason is actually royal blood, but he doesn't know that because there's a prophecy that if he finds out his mother is Pasiphae, he's going to turn dark. So that is the main focus of the second season. So Pasiphae is on a warpath with Atlantis. She's trying to retake the throne with the help of Colchis and its armies and their little witchling niece Medea, who's played by the same actress who plays Merida in Once Upon a Time. When you watch super random obscure shows, you start to make connections between actors and actresses. I do not know any of their names, but I can recognize a lot of people now. Lots of random people. Anyway, so she's going on the warpath with Atlantis with the help of Medea and a couple spies that she has in the Atlantean court. Yeah, she's trying to kill Ariadne. She does have a struggle between whether she kills Jason or not, because he is her son, but he's also very much her enemy. Halfway through the series, about something like that, she reveals to him that she is his mother in a desperate attempt to save her life as he holds a sword to her throat. And so she tells him, I'm your mother. And this is where things start going downhill, and I start getting a little more iffy about the series. So, he finds out, I'm on the M names, Pacify. He finds out Pacify is his mother, and the next episode, he is a moody teenager again. Like, the whole thing is, oh, he turns dark and he'll be lost to us forever. And so he shows some extra aggression at the beginning of the episode. I'm like, cool. So he's going to get more ruthless. He's gonna this or whatever else. And they have this passing phrase that Medea says, when I was awoken to my powers, I saw only the darkness as well, which is really the only explanation we get for why this happens, and I wish they would have explained it a little bit more. But anyway, all he can see is darkness. Suddenly he's realizing, oh my gosh, Pacify's my mom, and this, that, the other thing. In Greece, killing your own family is very frowned upon, and I think gets you cursed by the gods. I'm not a Greek culture expert. So anyway, he's struggling with that, and we show some more aggression. It's like, so he's gonna get very pissed. He's going to give into the darkness that is inside him a little bit. Cool, but that's the only time he gives into his aggression. After that, he's just a moody teenager. He's just a moody, brooding version of Jason, who is just snappy and angsty with everyone. And does it actually do anything all that dark? He's just moody. And then he gets injured, and Medea finds him and tries to save him, and suddenly they're romantically involved, and they kiss, and it makes no sense whatsoever. And we also realize, he's royal blood, that means he can be with Ariadne, so he's like, cool. Once they get past that, there's the whole thing, they get married, yay. But he kisses Medea, and there's weird romantic tension between them now for no apparent reason other than the comment that people touched by the gods are drawn to each other. I don't know. So then we have some fun, we have one or two fun episodes where they have to get his dad from the silver mines where the lepers are, get him to Jason, because he is the only one that could, spark the light inside of Jason again. So that's what they do, and they have to get him inside the gladiatory arena and all of this in order to bring Jason back, and they convince him. I do enjoy those two, the one episode where that happened, the one or two episodes that cover that particular arc of them getting his dad and getting his dad to Jason so that he can convince Jason, hey, don't give in to the darkness, don't be like your mom, and then get him out of the arena. And then it keeps getting better. Then we have, he marries Ariadne, and yay, it's so happy, but there's still a weird thing with him and Medea, and they do kill Pacify, and then they go take back the kingdom, but Pacify prays to her patron goddess, who is Hecate. They could say Hecate in the show. My brain has always pronounced it Hecate, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. Anyway, her patron goddess is the goddess of witchcraft, so she just gets resurrected and comes back and takes the throne again before Jason and Ariadne can be blessed by the gods to become king and queen, and then they have to escape Atlantis and go to Colchis to destroy the source of Pacify's power, which happens to be the Golden Fleece. And then the show got canceled. And I can completely see why. Oh my gosh. It went downhill really fast. Like, these are not long seasons. They're like 12, 13 episodes max. And I enjoyed the first season. I feel like they did a pretty good job. And then it felt like naturally, yeah, Pacify is the enemy in the next one because she's been exiled. She wants her throne back. She's power hungry. But then you freaking kill her. And then because, heaven forbid, we have another enemy or someone else trying to overthrow the kingdom, take Atlantis, or another witch or something with Colchis or whatever, we have to keep Pacify as the enemy. That's the villain we have set up. And so she comes back from the frickin' dead in order to be the villain for another season. They don't explain what the heck is happening when Jason is being moody, because why do we need to explain that? We had a prophecy, so the prophecy is the reason. But I'm sitting there going, no, the prophecy just tells you what's going to happen. It does not tell you why, and you did not tell us why either. So that was a little frustrating. Also the fact that he was just moody and not actually like dark. He was just moody. Oh, and then. Something that I kind of appreciate in the first season is any romance that happens is very important to what's happening in the plot. Like, it has a bearing on the plot and the story. So we have Ariadne and Jason. It's just kind of this connection between the characters, and it's kind of the main flow of the plot a little bit. It's the main constant in the first season is Pacify's bad and Ariadne and Jason like each other, but they can't be together. And that's kind of the main two consistent things throughout the first season. Also, we have Hercules and Medusa are in a romantic relationship, which sounds weird out of context, but it's actually kind of cute. Anyway, so Hercules and Medusa are in a romantic relationship before she gets cursed. And then they have to go through a whole mission to the underworld to get in Pandora's box in order to save Medusa because she's taken by one of... No, that's not the right word. I was gonna say debtors, but that's not the right word. She's taken by one of the people that Hercules owes lots of money to. So they have to go get Pandora's box in order to rescue her. Then they have to trick him so that they don't actually give this guy Pandora's box. But in the process, Medusa opens it, and that's how she gets cursed to become a Gorgon, is opening Pandora's box. And then we have all of that, and so an entire aspect of the plot now is Hercules, one, mourning the loss of Medusa because he can't look at her anymore, let alone like touch her and be with her. And then also hunting for a cure in this process and giving a character arc and a character growth through this. And just, so it's integral to the plot, and it's integral to the story and the arc that Hercules' character is on and the journey that his character is taking. And it's very important to that. And then romance in the second season is just thrown around willy-nilly, like it has no bearing on anything. Like Jason and Medea. It doesn't have to be romantic in any way. Also, they're kind of cousins. Not kind of, they are cousins. They're literally cousins, which I know isn't necessarily a weird thing for Greek mythology or any ancient society. Marrying your cousin, not as weird of a thing as it is now, but still, where did the romantic interest come from? What the heck? And the only bearing it has on the plot is making Ariadne now doubt the faithfulness of her husband of a week. It makes no sense and it has no meaning, and it didn't have to be romantic in any way. It could have been more of a familial, platonic, or borderline sibling relationship. That's what it could have been. That's kind of the vibe I got, especially when Medea said pacifies my blood. My first thought was, oh, half siblings, not cousins. But they're still related. So my brain went, familial, more sibling-like relationship. Nope, they made them romantic. Made no sense. Whatever. And then the other unnecessary and meaningless romantic relationship that comes into play is Pythagoras and Icarus. It's not just because it's gay, guys. It's not. It doesn't help their situation in my book, but it is not because it's gay. And I understand this is based on Greek mythology where everyone is gay. So, we have Daedalus, who is Pythagoras' friend, thinks he's smarter than everyone. They visit him in the first season to deal with a problem. He mentions Icarus. I'm like, yay, name dropping, all of that thing. We have the wax wings up on the ceiling. That's so cool. And then, season 2, Icarus shows up. And he keeps showing up. And I kid you not, in the span of one episode, we go from, well, technically between 2 episodes, but like from one episode to the next, the relationship changed drastically. Like the first episode, the episode or 2 that, that Icarus is introduced, I'm like, these are really good childhood friends. Because, Daedalus is obviously older than Pythagoras, so Pythagoras and Icarus are about the same age. So I'm sitting there going, Daedalus is kind of Pythagoras' mentor. These are like childhood friends. And that is how they treated each other. And then the next episode, I kid you not, the next episode, all of a sudden, there's some sort of romantic tension between them. And I'm just sitting there on the couch going, no. You've been doing platonic good male platonic relationships so well throughout the series. Do not ruin it. And it kept growing, and they kept doing more and more little implications, and they got closer and closer to like kissing or holding hands, and I was like, stop. This is actual torture. Stop. I don't like this relationship because there's been no pre-established relationship beyond literally mentioning Icarus's name before he showed up. And then that's not how you portrayed them in the first episode or 2 of Icarus being a thing. They were just very, very good childhood friends. I don't mean that with any kind of romantic implication. They were just very good childhood friends. That is the vibe they gave off to me. And then all of a sudden there's this romantic tension, and I don't give a crap, and I actually dislike it. I actually hate it. And so then they're building it up that way after they totally vibe switched us on their relationship, and they kiss in the finale of season 2, and I'm sitting there going, no. Because Icarus finally uses his wings in order to help them escape the city, and then he gets hit, falls out of the sky, and I'm going, die. Please die, Icarus. He doesn't. For a second, I think he's fatally wounded, and Pythagoras will have to leave him behind to be killed finished off by the soldiers, or never to see him again, or something. But no, they bring Icarus with them, and I'm just dying inside. Because I really, really, really dislike their relationship. They were introduced as childhood friends, and I was into that vibe with them. I liked it. And then they vibe switched us in the next episode, and I didn't like it. It's like they set it up, introduced the characters, went, yeah, cool, and then released the episode, and someone went, you know what, they're not gay enough. And so they... this is why I don't exactly know how to feel about specifically the second season of the show. I enjoyed the first season and the first part of the second season, but it feels like once Jason went dark, it just went downhill really fast. Romance had no bearing on the plot, whereas it had in the first season. He wasn't dark, he was just moody. They can't get another villain. Heaven forbid we get another villain besides Pacify. First season, I was like, oh, this is fun. There's only 2 seasons of this. And then I found out that it got canceled when I started the second season. But this got canceled. Low viewership. Darn. Underrated series. Always are always on the chopping block. Moody, whatever. He turns dark and I'm suddenly going, I start to see why this got canceled. Because not only does it end with horrible Pythagoras Icarus romance, it's not set up at all, guys. I'm sorry for you, those of you who ship them, but it is not set up well. Icarus has no character beyond it. It's upsetting. Anyway, not only do we end on that note, and Icarus is still alive, even though I wanted him to fall out of the sky and actually die. But we also end with them having to go to Colchis to get the Golden Fleece, which is where Medea has run off to. Because she realized Pacify dies. She's like, I'm out. I helped you escape the city. I'm starting to see Pacify's not necessarily the greatest person. Peace out. I'm going back to Colchis. And of course, that's where they have to go. Or it's not the Golden... I think the Golden Fleece would be in Colchis because she's a Colchian witch. And not only do they have to go to Colchis, they have to go recruit Medea to help them get the Golden Fleece. Naturally. Yeah, I ended the series and went, that's why it was canceled. Anyway, those are my mixed feelings about Atlantis. Like, the first season was very enjoyable. The second season, not so much. It had points where I enjoyed it, and there were things that I liked about the second season, but overall it was very disappointing for a second season. I went back, was looking through the episodes to recap myself, and the highest rated episode in the first season on the internets is the season finale. As you would expect, it's like the culmination of the whole series. The highest rated episode in the second season is the Grey Sisters, which is smack dab in the middle of the season. And I think the later episodes in season 2 are actually rated lower. None of the episodes have a great rating on the internet. They don't get higher than an 8, but the ones in the first season, for the most part, I think every single one of them gets at least close to 8. And then the highest one in the second season is maybe a little bit higher, like 0.4 or something. Of a 7. It is an entire point lower than almost every single episode in the first season. And that's the highest rated episode. The rest are lower. So it's just unfortunate. Oh man. So yeah, I have very mixed feelings about this series because I enjoyed it up until Jason went dark. Yeah, those are my thoughts on it though. Feel free to drop yours in the comments. I post videos on this channel on Saturdays and on my audiobook channel on Thursdays. I'll see you all next time.